Okay, so you want to buy your way into hosting the FIFA World Cup. You don't have a world-class football team, your country has zero sporting culture, and your climate is completely uninhabitable for an outdoor match. But what you do have is an endless supply of sovereign state money and a desperate need to clean up your international reputation. To the average fan, hosting the world's biggest sporting event is a massive honor, won through a fair, democratic bidding process. But to a sovereign ruler, it's a high-level geopolitical transaction. And just like buying a classic art collection to hide the origins of your wealth, getting your hands on the World Cup starts with a very specific, secret price list. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how that's possible, and why hosting the World Cup is a financial trap that guarantees billions in profit for everyone, except the treasury of the country paying for it. Phase 1. The voting premium. Your first step isn't mixing concrete. It's securing votes from the 22 members of the FIFA Executive Committee. On paper, they choose the host nation based on stadium capacity and logistics. In reality, you just need to understand their personal asset requirements. United States federal indictments and investigative reporting have completely exposed the ledger. If you want to build a bridge to Russia for 2018, you don't call the government. You route $5 million in bribes through offshore shell companies straight to FIFA Vice President Jack Warner. If you need a vote from Guatemala, you promise football chief Rafael Salguero a clean $1 million transfer. And if you are operating on a state-scale budget like Qatar, for the 2022 bid, you skip individual wires and play the macro game. Accounts linked directly to the Qatar National Bank transferred approximately $330 million to 22 separate individuals in the 22 months leading up to the vote. High-ranking South American officials like CONMEBOL President Nicolas Leoz and Brazil Football Federation Chief Ricardo Teixeira accepted massive payouts to secure their region's votes. To keep things clean, Teixeira didn't even put the money in his name. He had $2 million wired directly into his 10-year-old daughter's savings account. If money isn't enough, you use sovereign leverage. You offer bilateral trade treaties to European nations, or you use state-sponsored setups like the Aspire Academy to funnel resources into the home countries of committee members. You do whatever it takes to win, because once the vote is locked, the real spending begins. Phase 2. The stadium paradox. Now that you have the tournament, you have to build a stage that looks like a superpower. And if you are doing this in a desert where summer temperatures regularly cross 45 degrees Celsius, your engineering has to defy physics. Qatar spent between $8 billion and $10 billion explicitly on building just 8 world-class venues. Because of the extreme heat, every stadium had to be engineered with massive retractable roofs and solar-powered microclimate control systems. These systems pump chilled air directly onto the pitch and spectator levels, forcing temperatures down to a perfect 20 C, while the desert outside is melting. You also have to figure out what to do with the concrete when the tournament ends. You can build modularly, like Stadium 974, using exactly 974 certified shipping containers that can be completely dismantled and shipped away after the final whistle. Or you design venues like Al Janoub and Al Bayt with demountable upper tiers, allowing you to slice their 60,000-seat capacities in half the moment the fans fly home, donating the surplus seats to developing countries. Russia took a slightly cheaper route for 2018, spending $5 billion to construct and renovate 12 stadiums across 11 cities. They used standardized, cost-effective layouts at places like the Mordovia Arena to ensure easy conversion into regional club hubs. But as a dictator, you quickly realize that the stadiums are the cheapest part of the bill. To host 1.5 million international tourists, you have to rebuild your entire country. Russia had to pour a total of $11.8 billion into airports, transport networks, and hotels. And Qatar? Their total capital expenditure blew the roof off human history. They spent a mind-boggling $220 billion on a national infrastructure overhaul. They built a massive brand-new metro rail system, expanded their international airport, paved hundreds of miles of highways, and built an entire ultra-futuristic city, Lusail, from absolute scratch. To put that into perspective, the costliest World Cup in history before 2022 was Brazil in 2014. Brazil spent $15 billion. Qatar spent more than every single previous World Cup in human history combined. This brings us to the ultimate structural crisis of the World Cup economy. What happens to a multi-hundred-million-dollar mega stadium when the global cameras pack up and leave? Unless your city has a massive, world-famous domestic sports team that can fill 70,000 seats every single weekend, your stadium immediately transforms into a white elephant, a massive, concrete, financial anchor that bleeds cash every single day it stays open. Look at Brazil's 2014 legacy. They built the Arena da Amazônia at a staggering cost in the middle of the literal Amazon rainforest. Today, the region lacks a top-flight football team. The massive arena sits empty most of the year, forcing desperate stadium managers to lease the pitch out for weddings and local concerts just to pay the electricity bill. It gets worse. The Estadio Nacional in Brasília cost hundreds of millions of dollars to construct. Because the local football clubs can barely fill a fraction of its 70,000 seats, the government had to find an alternative use for the massive architectural masterpiece. Today, it has infamously been repurposed to serve as a public transit bus depot and a local administrative parking lot. Even your repurposed facilities become a trap. For Russia 2018, they took the fished Olympic Stadium from the 2014 Winter Olympics and spent millions more converting it into a football arena. Today, it hosts FC Sochi, but the ticket sales don't even scratch the surface of the overhead. Local authorities have to pump massive, ongoing government subsidies into the structure just to keep the lights on. Whether you build a temporary container park like Stadium 974 that sits unused, or permanent arenas retrofitted with small medical clinics and retail spaces, you are left holding a real estate portfolio that actively destroys capital. Which brings us to the final mathematical equation. If you are spending $12 billion, $15 billion, or $220 billion to host a 30-day football tournament, how much of the direct revenue do you actually get to keep? The answer is zero. The World Cup is the ultimate asymmetric business model. It is designed so that one elite, tax-exempt organization takes all the rewards, while your country takes all the debt. FIFA operates as a registered non-profit association, but it runs like a multinational monopoly. For the 2026 World Cup alone, FIFA is projected to generate a staggering $10.9 billion. The vast majority of this comes from global broadcasting rights, which pull in up to $4.2 billion, followed by multi-million-dollar elite corporate sponsorships. But here is the catch. FIFA doesn't pay a single cent of tax on that windfall. As a mandatory requirement of winning the bid, you, the host nation, must legally establish absolute tax-free zones around every single venue, completely exempting FIFA, its sponsors, and its executives from local income and sales taxes. Worse yet, you get exactly zero matchday revenue. FIFA keeps every single dollar generated inside your expensive, air-conditioned stadiums. Every ticket sale, every luxury VIP hospitality package, and every piece of official merchandise goes straight into their bank account. Your return on investment as a sovereign state isn't financial, it's entirely psychological. You are paying a $200 billion premium for short-term tourism, temporary jobs, and a 30-day public relations campaign to make the world forget about your domestic record. So, if you do decide to buy your way into the World Cup, just remember the golden rule of global sports. The fans win, FIFA wins, but your treasury loses. Just make sure the public relations wave was worth the receipt.